Just a quick heads up, this is a sequel to God of War from 2018. In order to talk about Ragnarok, there will be spoilers from the original brought up. You have been warned. And without further ado, let's get to the review. God of War Ragnarok takes place a couple years after the first one ended. Fimbulwinter is in full force, and Atreus has matured, lowering his voice about an octave. Kratos and Atreus have been spending their time training and avoiding enemies. With his spare time, Atreus has been working on harnessing his giant magic by speaking to and helping the local wildlife. But their quiet lifestyle comes to an end shortly when Thor surprises them at home to chat about past and upcoming events, setting in motion the adventure of a lifetime for father and son. God of War games are typically very violent and very graphic. Ragnarok does not steer away from the norm, granting it an ESRB rating of mature. Now, don't get me wrong, it's freaking awesome to watch Kratos tear an enemy in half or just decimate the neck of a monster, but it's probably not appropriate for most kids. There are copious amounts of blood splatter in combat, and the F-bomb gets dropped quite a bit. I would recommend playing this game when the kids aren't in the room. In the first God of War, throughout the entire game, Kratos would obtain special items that would help solve a puzzle or aid in travel. Kratos has all those things still in his possession at the start of the game. I love how they didn't follow the common trope of losing all of the amazing tools at the start so they can be found again or upgraded. They just added different puzzles that needed new equipment to solve. But these new puzzles are available almost at the very start of the game. So if I wanted to get through them, I would have to remember their location after getting the special item. I'm not really a big fan of that aspect.
Yeah, I don't think we can do anything with that yet.
Fighting mechanics haven't changed. Same hack and slash lifestyle, peppering in special rune attacks here and there. Blocking, parrying, dodging to stay alive. There is a new colored circle before enemy attacks. We had yellow and red denoting a special attack before. Now we have blue. Blue means the enemy is either blocking or about to use a special move that can be interrupted. Anytime there was a blue circle, I knew I had to shield bash, destroying an enemy's block or stopping a massive attack. Again, experience points will be used to unlock special skills in every weapon tree, including the shield, with more skills opening as the weapon is upgraded. But it doesn't stop there. Some skills have a counter next to them that would show me how many times I've used it. After passing a threshold of uses, I could enhance the skill with some XP, adding greater damage, more stun effect, protection, or elemental damage, depending on the skill. It was cool having little goals to work towards in the skill tree. But experience wasn't only used for skills. It was also needed to upgrade runic attacks and increase Kratos' Spartan rage. Not the meter, the skills involved. As I progressed through the game, different uses for the rage bar would become available. Depending on the situation, different rages could be equipped. I had the regular fury, which would use the entire bar for an all-out attack, every hit healing a little bit of HP. Valor, which would consume a lot of rage and heal Kratos a fair amount. And finally, Wrath. It would use rage for a single target attack that does a lot of damage. And if the enemy died, a small amount of HP would come back at me. In this game, Atreus is old enough and experienced enough to hold his own in combat. There were even a few times in the story where he'd be doing his own thing, so I got to play as him. The enemies did change up a little bit because Atreus primarily used his bow for ranged combat. They would stun much faster, allowing for a physical beatdown. But he wouldn't be alone. More often than not, there would be a companion with him to help fight. And when Atreus was busy, and I played as Kratos, there would be someone else around to help him as well. Unlike the first game, all 9 realms can be visited, after the story unlocks them, of course. Realm travel will still see the characters moving across Yggdrasil's branches, but to get there, I no longer had to move a giant dial to unlock a specific door. Now, everywhere could be accessed through a single door, after Brock and Sindri worked a little dwarven magic, naturally. Within every realm, after the main quests, there will be plenty of side quests to do. I beat the game after about 24 hours, and I hardly did any side quests. I imagine this game could be a 40-50 hour game to do everything. I wasn't quite up to the task. I loved this story. Everything was so well done, I couldn't stop eating it up. Seeing various magical items from Nordic lore and their uses was just so fascinating. My favorite part would have to be the depiction of Thor. A red-headed giant really into mead and smashing skulls. Not the typical Thor look a lot of people would be used to. And all the other gods and characters introduced for this game were just a treat to see. I really enjoyed it.
Hi.
Gameplay-wise, I personally have a really hard time with hack and slash games. I'm not sure if it's because I'm not used to playing on the PlayStation, or I just can't wrap my head around it. Thankfully, there are 6 different difficulties to choose from when starting a game. I tried the normal difficulty right down the middle, and I died almost immediately. So I did turn it down a smidgen. There is definitely a lot of playroom to make the game a real challenge if somebody wanted to do that. So, is God of War Ragnarok Game of the Year material? Definitely. It had beautiful graphics, a huge following of fans, but for me, no. I really liked the story, but the game as a whole, I'm putting it on my mid-shelf. I may get some flack for that, but that's just how I feel. Let me know what you think in the comments below. And if you enjoyed your time here, hit that like and subscribe for more reviews, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!